Hi everyone, Kira Schaefer here with As You Wish Publishing at asyouwishpublishing.com. And I want to talk to you today about how books fail, why they fail. I'm going to give you the top 5 reasons why they fail and how to fix them. So the first one is there's no marketing strategy. You don't have a plan for your book. You don't know where it's going to go. You don't know who is going to be reading it. And there's just no system already in place. I would recommend that you get your book strategy in place, your marketing strategy in place, even before you finish writing it. And the reason why is because you want to have your reader's mindset in your head at all times. Who is this book for? Why is it important? And why does it matter to them? Not why does it matter to you? We all know why it matters to you. And there's a variety of reasons why it matters to you, right? But we want to know, for those people who are going to be buying your product, essentially that's what it is, what are they going to receive as a result? And so if you get into that mindset of how is it benefiting them, you are going to succeed much, much easier in this whole entire process than if you just go, I'm writing this book for myself. Now, if that is the case, then this probably doesn't apply to you. So you're just writing it for yourself. You've got a few friends and family, and you're going to give them the book, and that's perfectly wonderful. And that's totally fine. You don't have to be a best-selling author, and you don't have to, get book sales and all that kind of stuff. You are allowed to have this book be whatever you want it to be. Just remember, you want to know what that is, right? All right. The next one is consistent promotion. So even after the book is launched, so you have your first week of launch, let's say, and I would definitely recommend launching your book. You have your first week, and then afterwards, what naturally happens is people stop promoting it. But there's something magical that happens after you've promoted for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months after your launch, where more and more people are starting to get involved, and they start to learn, ooh, what is this book? There are books from the 80s and 70s and 60s that I'm like, well, did this thing just come out, yesterday? It's exactly what I needed, so don't hesitate to keep promoting your book, keep putting it in front of book groups and online, different types of Facebook groups, things like that to help build and continue to build momentum. The third one is quality. This will definitely make your book seem just not good enough, right? And it starts with the book cover. So your book cover design needs to be really pristine and exactly the way your reader would need to see it. This is the one that gets really hairy for me because I have preferences. and this is how I want it to be. So when I do a book, what I do is I hire that out. I have to, because otherwise my mind wants to get involved in it, and there are people who understand the industry and understand how it all works. And so even when we have people buy publishing services from us, this is something we have to hire out. We start with a basic plan and a basic idea, but ultimately those experts, I'm going to trust them to know what's right for my book in many, many cases. But for the most part, I might have an idea, and I want to always, again, take it from that reader standpoint. What would make a reader take that book off the shelf? Not gimmicky, none of that kind of stuff, but just what would make them pull that off the shelf? The next part of quality is obviously going to be copy editing and interior formatting. Actually, it would be interior formatting first and then copy editing. Here's why. Because when someone picks up a book and they flip through it, their brain is doing a few things. It's saying, can I digest this material easily? So, setting it up in chapters, subheadings, all that kind of stuff is going to make that easier. Now, I've seen books where the book cover is not super great, and it definitely doesn't connect with the tone of the book. It doesn't connect with the reader either, because the reader's having a hard time of understanding what is that. And so they'll just glaze over it. They won't even, in many cases, they won't even see it. And then what they would do is, if they did pull that off the shelf, then looking through it, if the formatting is off, they're just going to put it away because they're not going to feel like they can read the book easily. ease of read is incredibly important throughout this whole process. And then secondly, when they start to actually read the paragraphs and seeing the sentence structure and seeing, whoa, there's lots of fragments and sentences, the punctuation is crazy. Now, they don't go through it with a fine tooth comb, okay? Your book shouldn't be above a sixth grade reading level, really. But at a sixth grade reading level, most people know how to go in and go, that period doesn't belong there. They may not know that what it's called, like a comma splice or, a semicolon, or know exactly why that semicolon is there or why it's wrong, but they might be able to tell that doesn't seem right. So that's something to look at. Your formatting, your copy editing, and your book cover are incredibly important in the quality of your book. And I see a lot of books fail this way. A lot of Kindle books do that with a really quick, cheap book cover or even a free book cover design, and you can tell. And I can't even look at those books. It hurts my heart because I know they've worked so hard on the content, but the outer level is not connecting me as the reader to their content. All right, willingness to learn and change and adjust. That's one of the things that you have to be really agile in this world. And you cannot consider your book a failure, right? If you're not being agile with it. If you're being really like, this can only be in this bookstore, it can only have this following it, it can only have this, and you stay really tight, that can definitely cause your book to fail. So staying aware of the possibilities, of the potentials, of looking at, going outside of the box. Think about all the things that you think you're supposed to do and imagine that you have to eliminate them. Just imagine you have to just get rid of all of them. And what would you do if you need to sell a book? Think about that. There are answers. There's a lot of answers to that question. Okay, so the last one is the expectations are way too high. Some people write a book for the first time, their first book. And I think we all want this for any books that we do. We all want our book to be a number one bestseller. We all want the book to sell 1 million copies. We all want the book to make a difference in the lives of others. Simon Sinek is really great when he talks about, he said, people ask me, how many books did you sell? And he said, I don't look at that. I just look at the reach. How is my message reaching other people? And is it getting out there? And he's like, well, if I need to, I'll tweak whatever I need to find out or to adjust as I go along to make sure my message is getting out there. And that's something that's really important, that if you get really clear about what your end goal is, then, and it feels attainable, it feels reachable, once you reach it, go a little bit higher and always stay kind of on that leading edge of growth so that you're just moving just a little bit and a little bit more and a little bit more. And that happens with that consistency that I was talking about. So those are the 5. Have a marketing strategy and a plan for your book in place even before you finish your book. Consistent promotion even beyond the launch. That should be a title, right? Beyond the launch. Quality needs to be above board. Willingness to learn, change, shift, move with your book, see where it's going to go. And then not lower your expectations, but have realistic expectations as you move along. You have got this. You are so in the right place. You are going to make magical things happen with your book. I believe in you. I hope you have a great day. Take care.